touch.
Moving on up. Atletico inside, trying to flick his Koke. Ramos in the way.
Defending from Sergio Ramos here, recognizing the run of Koke and reading it beautifully. El Capitan snuffing that one out. I think if Sergio Ramos is a half a step slower there, that abracadabra from Koke might have found its way onto target.
Driven high, out comes Kiko. Got a touch, but not far.
Godin swinging in like Tarzan on the end of a rope.
Benzema, and the deflection takes it to Modric. Now it's off to Ronaldo. Look at the old man, Juan Fran.
Well, listen to the applause from this Atletico Madrid legend. Juan Fran hearing it from the fans. He's had some wobbly starts, Phil, and he's starting to get up there in age. But they're depending on him, and does a wonderful job.
There's our Twitter handles. We would love to get you involved. Feel free to share your thoughts. ESPN Sports USA at ESPN Sports. Chance for Correa, checks the inside. Tries to find Griezmann, but needed to do better. Casemiro, Isco sensed the pressure. Nice from Casemiro to Kroos.
Good early ball, that.
Ronaldo dances over the challenge. A look away pass for Benzema. But Godin didn't need to see. Madrid have only won one of their last 8 trips to the Calderon. That was last November. 3 draws, 4 defeats the others, but these are new digs. And it's taken a while for Atleti to figure out where things go.
Well, here's the look away pass, and it looks good, but the weight of it is really well over hit. This one was close. There's the protection by Ramos and insurance policy behind him in the shape of Casemiro, who it was that got the final touch.
Correa very involved here in the early going, but I was going to say getting Griezmann.
To sprint for Juan Fran there, man, up against Ronaldo. Would you back in that dog race?
Well, he kept the Bugatti in the garage, it looks like. I'm sure Juan Fran's hoping there's not another one. Flipped back by Koke. Partey got a touch, and his second takes it away from danger. Far side Lucas looks to be okay after that early collision. Mentioned no injuries for Atletico, not the same for Real. You've talked about Keylor Navas and Lucas Zidane. Ball in, poked away by Varane. Bale Kovacic also out.
Well, this one is definitely arguable. And we'll see in replay perhaps. Good look down from the referee's assistant. What's his name, Phil, with the eyes?
Raul Caballero and Jose Matias, the 2 assistants. That looks like
Take a look at this. Who gets the last touch? Varane steps in, and it's Varane's cleats that takes it out.
Hard to tell from about 30 yards away, but looks like he got it wrong. Ooh! And whether he meant to or not, that was reckless.
And Marcelo rightfully right in the face, and Ramos, and you can hardly blame them. We know this is a Madrid derby and there are no prisoners, but this is really out of order. Benzema completely helpless, and the ball absolutely blasted right into his face from point blank. There's the foul. He's going down, and then right there, just as well, Big Benz turns away.
That could still cause a concussion. Correa disgusted, just trying to kick it away, but his aim, well, about as good as that shot he tried earlier. And again, that could easily be a card, but it looks as though he's escaped unscathed. Keep an eye on Benzema to see how he reacts.
Absolutely. He's singing Pink Elephants whirling up his bedroom wall after this one. After that, what a strike. And he did well to get out of the way of it, with his eyes just turning his head the last nanosecond.
Carvajal waiting just a little too casually, comes back and spanks it over to Kiko.
Good game, great game, 20 minutes in, really tight as 100 wigwams. And this one, well, might only take one goal to shift
Here's
the win,
Casilla.
because both teams playing well and past form taken into consideration. Phil, nice pass.
Isco stops and starts, looking for a gap.
He was expecting Cristiano to take off into the space. The run didn't present itself. He couldn't pass.
Ooh.
This is a hard one.
The leg was out, and the card comes out to follow. Carvajal, I think, might be apologizing more than anything, but
Again, the referee trying to take everything into consideration, being at a derby, and it's a challenge by Carvajal, and unfortunately the step through catches him.
in live time looked a lot worse.
Yes.
Just a little twist to the foot, didn't hit the ankle.
Yeah.
Diego Simeone doesn't care. He wants it turned up even hotter.
As I said, he'd be happy the way his team started out. Wonderful selection of threat on either side, but another good look at this.
Two charging in, now three, curved in, but again Varane in the way. His header to Partey, and the Ghanaian slams it forward. Blocked by Ramos, who's now a bit hungry himself. Can Benz get there?
Nope. Savage.
Although he tries to play it up the line rather than play it back, and it almost cost him. Out for the goal kick.
It's the way the Spanish footballers do it, isn't it, Phil? They play it out. And there's no risk there in the end. He's well covered around. It certainly took a little bit of a gamble. Savage, wonderful in his alacrity to cover along the back, as is Juan Fran. Keeping the threat of Benzema, who's really showing up very well for Real Madrid, as is this wonderful footballer. Good play, wants it back.
Marcelo, and he knew it got away.
Good run by Benzema. It's been a few times he's been the constructor. He's also looking for get the return ball. And too many times Benzema's been let down. Ooh.
Looking to try and launch it down the right wing, but nothing develops. Griezmann off the deflection, kept alive, snuck forward for Correa, and he has Griezmann. Correa to the inside of the 18, tries to play it across, and Marcelo back to knock it out for the corner.
Wonderful play by Saul Niguez here to start this sequence of football. Him and Griezmann in very tight confines, and Saul beautiful with his quick feet, quick thinking, sets up that attack nicely.
Koke coming over to take it, and he wants a little company. Juan Fran hanging out. By the way, Juan Fran, former Real Madrid player in his youth. In and just past the charging Correa, far side Godin. Did it carry? No. Speaking of Juan Fran, teammates with Kiko Casilla and Carvajal back in his Fabrica days, as was Saul a couple of years later. As many Real Madrid youth products on Atletico today as there are in the Real starting lineup.
So close to meeting the train at the station and punching his ticket. The diminutive Angel Correa.
Only 5'8".
Rosario-born players. Oh, look out.
Gifted to Griezmann.
Smart pass.
Sharing it with Saul. Lucas getting tangled with Isco.
Brilliant.
Isco making it difficult, and the defense recovers. And he comes away with it. No foul yet. And finally poked away for the throw-in.
Just look at people seeing the brilliance of Isco on the ball, and is tenacious as a Bengal tiger off of it, Isco.
Casemiro tries to clear, slams it upfield. It'll still be a throw-in about box high.
Yeah, Ronaldo Ronaldo gesticulating to his midfielders, play me in over the top. It's good control, nearly.
Blasted, but it curls wide. Gavi having a go. Modric tried to clear it, but it sent it right into the danger zone. Quickly upfield, Marcelo.
Well played.
Pops up on Ronaldo. Incidental, says the ref, and he loses his footing and slams right into Lucas. Still no whistle, and Ronaldo is down.
Ball pops away from him. And
still
a heavy
play.
Challenge that comes in, and a real heavy hit. And Cristiano is travelling at full pelt. Still down. And this crowd don't care.
Real Madrid will wait for Ronaldo to get back up.
That's certainly a heavy hit, no question about it. It's not play acting, but he looks as if he's okay.
Looked like he was tripped just a bit, lost his balance and slammed into Lucas.
Right.
Bends. Marcelo. Here's Kroos. "29 years of age for Marcelo. Maybe the best left back in club history. Modric. Some whistles from the crowd as they think Real Madrid just lazing away in the midfield. Zidane right at the edge of the area, looking for a gap.
There's been space for Real Madrid to exploit, that's for sure. And times like this, in games like this, you miss that threat of the pace and the menace of Gareth Bale. These games in particular, because it's all been into Cristiano and Benzema. Not too much pace up front.
Dangerous, and catches the wrong side of the leg of Savic, so a corner kick for Real. Let's take another look.
Yeah, there was the handball and the challenge, and he gets away, and it's, as I said, a nasty collision. That
almost head to head. This will swing in towards Jan Oblak. The Slovenian stays on his line. Varane with a touch, but out of the area. Now Atleti trying to counter.
When I say a little bit lacking in that pace, obviously Cristiano is out there, but the addition of Bale gives it a real serious double-edged sword, and especially in that opposite wide position. It stretches Atleti out, but he's not there, obviously. But they miss him more in these games than any of the others. Big speculation about Gareth Bale, of course, going to Manchester United. Whether that turns out to be the case, only time will tell.
Earlier foul against Kroos brings it back. Correa just making sure they know he's there. Gavi hasn't scored a lot in his day.
Oh.
Ronaldo looked like he got caught by surprise.
I think he was going to be in.
Lucas with a
Nice
burst
play.
of speed.
Wonderful.
Gets around Modric. But sliding in Casemiro.
He's got to try for that dagger ball. That's a brilliant interception by Casemiro, because that ball played in from Hernandez would have seen Griezmann in space and able to turn and press on to Sergio Ramos one-on-one. Casemiro snuffs it out.
First time since 1980-81 that the two teams have come into a derby level on points. Real Madrid won that one at home. Maybe Atleti can return the favor. And it does trickle across that far side touch.
Very congested in this midfield. Isco nearly a pinpoint perfect pass, just a little overhit, but not by much. Magic again, Juan Fran.
And still with Correa if he needs him. There's Casemiro. Without Casemiro and Varane today, it would be a lot more dangerous, but Atleti can't find the answer.
Full applause for Juan Fran. They are not exploiting him, and he's playing a wonderful part.
Wide for the charging Carvajal, just back from a heart ailment. Partey thought about clearing, but saw Godin.
Clever. Thought Cristiano was going to make that darting run for that clipped-in ball. An open header.
Casemiro knew where the outlet was, there to gobble it up and off to Ramos. Real turning the pressure on.
Tackle. Game swinging like a pendulum, isn't it? And both teams enjoying good possession and considerate build-up. Look out!
Top of the box, Isco eludes Correa, back
Great
for
run
Kroos.
into the box by Benzema. Even Isco couldn't find him. Great defending from the red and whites.
Benz and Ronaldo surrounded by red and white in the center of the area, so they retreat. Again, Isco with Marcelo. Threads it in for the Brazilian, squared to the 6. Savic disciplined on defense.
Amazing invention from Isco. Again, doesn't look for passing lanes, he invents them. Beautiful. There's a tunnel pass through the legs of Atleti's defender from Isco, and Marcelo knows he can get it to me somehow. I don't know how, but he can get me it, and he did.
Kroos gets it off the give and go. Back to Ronaldo. Back to Kroos. Oblak looks like he might have gotten a touch, but the referee doesn't see it. And he's screaming for a foul as Kroos.
Real Madrid fans should be screaming at this wonderful sequence of football. Toni Kroos plays 2 give and goes with the Dark Invader and a beautiful feedback. And he tries to reach in, and he's football's length away. Tremendous from Ronaldo to slip it past Thomas Partey. The little chip is magic. But again, Oblak's got his angles covered and forces him to try to squeeze it in between the upright and his outstretched glove. Tremendous play from Toni and Cristiano.
Again, Lucas getting a talking to. Carlos Enrique. Casemiro, 25 years of age, out of Sao Paulo. He was a question mark when he stepped into Real Madrid. He's an exclamation point now.
Run by Cristiano on this near side, waiting for that ball over the top from Marcelo. Marcelo seeing his apologies there. There's a cow's field to be attacked behind. Juan Fran there for Marcelo to hit.
After the half hour, about a dozen minutes left to go or so in this opening half. Each team neutralizing the opposition today.
There's another look at that give, go, get, give, go, get. And then the little stab home here is nearly measured to a pixel. Godin, as you said, in live action, Phil Shane coming across like a fireman with his hose on full. Just snuffs out the fire.
Here's Carvajal. Lucas sliding over. Godin anticipates, but so does Benzema. Did it go in?
Yeah,
just across the goal line.
It was looking as if it was a little al dente with the touch from Benzema, but not by much. Again, Benzema attacking the space and the ball being delivered beautifully. Unlucky.
If this score remains level, or should Atleti win, it would only be the second time in club history, Ray, they have been unbeaten through their opening 12 matches. The last time, the only time, when they won the double back in 1996. This time, can't argue. Savic in the book.
It's one of those touches that you know you're going to get hit, and Toni Kroos doesn't mind. He knows the challenge is coming, and he knows if he gets that final touch to it right here, he's going to get wiped out, and he takes it. That's a brave footballer.
In fact, with the cleats out, it might have even been a different color with a different ref.
You're right, Phil.
Jan Oblak who's unseated Samir Handanovic with Slovenia. A couple more appearances, up to 18 for the 24-year-old netminder.
Ronaldo territory, or is it a little bit too far, even for Cristiano?
I think the team bus is still in his range. It's got to be a good 40 yards out, maybe a bit more. Driven low on the hop, and Oblak forced to push it wide.
An admirable effort. Plenty of sting on it, but it's the direction of his hit that is even more admirable. That one is heading inside of his post, and it's a nasty bounce ahead of him. Well played, Big Jan, the ex-Benfica man.
Third corner for the visitors. Kroos takes it quickly. Modric back towards
well played.
The German international.
Good
hangs
targets.
It up. Well defended. Ramos staying upfield. Marcelo with some backspin, headed to the middle, and Ramos just misses the post.
This is a magnificent ball from Marcelo. He's got just a bit of blood, Phil. Take it easy, man.
Might have been kicked or kneed as he dove in.
He'll be fine. A little bit of stuff up his nose and he'll be okay. But that ball from Marcelo, look at this. One touch, he takes 100 pictures in that freeze frame camera of his. It's brilliantly picked out. Wonderful setup. And Sergio Ramos stoops to conquer and takes a boot in the face. Wonderful bravery from El Capitan. And unquestionably, come across here from Lucas Hernandez is going to cause the medics to come on and patch the boss up.
It's right in that gray area. Normally, if you tilt your head low enough, you're the one that's going to be whistled for dangerous play. If you lift your legs high above the waist, it will be you, but this one right at waist level.
There's no way Ramos is pulling out of this. If it was Edward Scissorhands coming in to challenge him. It's a wonderful, brave attempt. As we see the slow motion replays of these wonderful footballistas on both sides of the halfway line. Abracadabra. Cristiano sending his shadow the wrong way. Lovely touch from Koke here. The ballet dance.
A little
the
Cruyff.
working man's ballet. Even Juan Fran partying like a Brazilian here. Isco, Juan Fran, see you later. And that was a pass perfect for Marcelo. And Ramos getting his nose blocked up.
Again, it'll take more than that to keep him off the field, but at the moment he is. So Atleti with a man advantage. Can they take advantage? Koke under the corner. Give and go.
Challenge.
Carvajal got.
Yep.
Modric, good ball for Isco, but now what?
Clever.
Looking long.
It's a great ball.
And he's open. Ronaldo bends him up, bursting along in the middle.
And he's got targets arriving.
Looking near post, bends. Ronaldo tries to get it through, and it's blocked away by Godin for the corner.
Modric a little disappointed Cristiano doesn't deliver this ball earlier, but it would have taken a hell of a ball. And there's Juan Fran that had contained Cristiano in that position. That'll be looked at after the game. Wouldn't be surprised if it's a bit of a broken nose.
Outswinger. Oblak drops. Savic. Koke with the touch over Isco, who seemed to land awkwardly. Modric harassing as Real tries to win it back. And now going all the way back just to check and make sure there's no blood.
I told you he'd be all right, Phil. He can relax now. Very sensitive flag, you Phil.
It's feelings, right? 40th minute.
Braver than a matador in a pink tutu. Sergio Ramos, world class.
And it's that leadership that maybe makes you overlook some of the shortcomings that might be in his game, because he more than makes up for it, like there. Ronaldo bumped by Lucas.
Well, said in the preview, both of these coaches will have been looking at their men in the locker room before this game and saying, are you ready for a fight? A real fight. And that's what we've got on here. A wonderful tug-of-war match.
Marcelo with a little stutter tries to find an opening. Juanfran staying with him.
Magic.
Dances through the challenge of Correa.
Wonderful.
Isco leaves the Argentine in his wake. That was close, but Juanfran kept the arms away.
Yeah.
Correa trying to drag it around the Brazilian. Actually, it's Koke, but taken back. In steps Saul. Saul, who spent 06 and 07 seasons with Real Madrid. A little bump on the former Sevilla man Ramos. Modric.
And Griezmann's been starved of service, hasn't he? That's as much of the reason we haven't seen Antoine very much in this game. Kept very much marginalised. Credit Real Madrid's midfield.
Volkswagen halftime show coming up with highlights. There have been plenty, even if there haven't been goals.
Real Madrid in this midfield area is giving the Atletico team very little time on the ball. Real Madrid not able to do it the other way. Again, wonderful skill, leaving Correa in his wake.
Well, the big winners of this match so far, Barcelona holding off Leganés just a few miles south. And if this ends in a draw, they would be 10 points up on both Madrid Giants. Dragging it to the goal line, but Casemiro doesn't care.
Such clever football from Felipe Luis's men. Decisions when to hold, when to pass in this game. There's no fat on this match at all. There really is blanking out on either side. Very little time on the ball, no space to operate.
Ball to the spot, actually bounces away. Atleti retreats and regroups. Koke left open. Fakes the cross. Second effort. Marcelo deflects. They'll try it again from the flag.
Both teams equally dangerous in the aerial attack. You'll see Godin looking to barrel in here. And I'm sure Savage will be joining him. Yeah, that's what the boss wants. Let's go for gold here. Especially with Ramos still feeling that bust nose. And he ain't going to back down. Cameraman heard me.
Again, 15th scoring team at home for Atleti. Just 5 goals in their opening 4 matches. Partey on the corner. Poorly cleared. Gabi's going to get there.
Thought he did well. Good ball.
1-on-1. Correa tries to cut in, and Kroos sweeps it clean. Isco for Kroos, tried to get through Gabi, but no. Correa cuts to the middle. Ramos off the S in his chest. And now out to Isco. Burst of speed from Kroos. Benzema tries to poke it forward, but the angle off.
Very isolated there from Isco's pass. Isco comes to this near side, head. Ronaldo and Toni Kroos on that far side there. Again, the absence of Bale. A great ball from Varane, and he's got the overlap.
Isco staying wide, deflected cross. Good defense, Koke.
Isco and Marcelo ganging up on Juan Fran holding his metal.
Isco again isolated against Juan Fran. Disguises it well. Now Marcelo wide open in the box. Drops to the 6, pinballs around, and finally cleared.
And Isco, wonderful invention. He's got a brilliant tandem going on with Marcelo. They're tormenting Juan Fran now. But Juan Fran, man, standing up brilliantly. And he hasn't had that much cover around him.
Ronaldo disguises it wide. Carvajal, but Godin. Modric, shortest on the field, but puts it into the danger zone. Harassed. Marcelo gets it, tries the long-range blast. Benzema, but a little slow on the swing to the inside. Saul got a touch. Now slammed straight to Koke.
No.
Against Varane.
Going to win with that man there. Wonderful pace, of course, and frustrating lone wolf up front is Antoine Griezmann.
Marcelo again in a little pocket behind Benz. Thomas Partey looking the other way. Saul is snuck out wide. Gabi thought about it. Now, if they find the angle, but straight to Casemiro.
Real Madrid's defense with Antoine Griezmann all too comfortable. They don't have really any decisions to make. 2 against 1 virtually the entire game on Griezmann. Good run.
Benzema drags the inside, dishes wide for Isco.
On. Oh.
Off the backside of Juan Fran.
Trying to find Toni Kroos, who was waiting on that 18-yard box.
Correa in the middle, and he can't get past Ramos.
Well played, the captain.
And again, even with a busted nose, stands firm. Poor ball across. Griezmann starved for service at the moment, as we are starved for goals. Hungry for more. Atleti and Real.
Very, very close game. Both sides playing well enough. The Gladiators playing around the dead bodies. Wonderful again from Isco, heavily involved. Cristiano kept in check, as is Griezmann. The game on a knife's